Alright, for our elf we're going to need a blank page and a pencil with a good eraser. We're going to do a lot of erasing on this project. Alright, to start off, I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to draw it a little bit to the side and kind of in the middle as well, but I'm going to leave enough room up on top. Once I've drawn that rectangle, I'm then going to draw a triangle using the bottom part of that rectangle to draw a triangle. It's going to go to the edges and all the way down. Then I'm going to draw another triangle that goes over to the side. It's going to be a right triangle that starts on one end and goes to the other. A little bit of a curve though. Alright, after I've done that, I can draw a little circle up at the top that's going to be for my bell on the elf's hat. Then I'm going to erase the bottom part of that rectangle. Once I've erased that, I'm now going to draw the first start of my ear. So I'm going to start down where the bottom part is, come up kind of like a leaf and attach to the head. And I'm going to do that on both sides. This other one I'm going to do just a little bit up higher, but not much. His head might be tilted just a hair. Okay, once I've drawn that, I'm going to brush off some of my excess eraser. I'm going to draw now an upside down C. It's going to be his mouth, but I'm going to draw his mouth open there. He's got his smile line and then he's got his mouth open down there. Once I've drawn his mouth, I'm then going to draw his nose, because the nose will be the center point, and then I can kind of gauge where his ears or his eyes are going to be. Okay, just another upside down C for his nose. And I'm going to draw some half moons. Now these were a little bit difficult. Remember, you're using your pencil, you're drawing lightly, so that you can go back and erase and make them the way that they should be on your picture. So I've got little half moons. I'm going to make them a little bit bigger in a moment. Okay, then looking at that I can see my ears were a little off, so I'm going to play with my ears again. This is one that we're going to erase a bunch, draw again, erase some more, draw again. I'm going to draw another line to make his hat have the brim, what's going to be the fuzz part across. From there I can see my ears are going to be a little bit off, so I'm going to fix this here again. Remember I said we're going to erase a lot? That is very true in this particular lesson. Alright, now his ear's looking a little better. I'm going to still have to fix the other one as well, but now that side's looking pretty good. I'm going to make his hat go a little bit taller. Erase those old lines. Okay, I can already tell his eye needs to be a different shape, so I'm going to try drawing that again. Something on there. If you don't like the color or the shape of it, you can always erase and redraw, much like I'm doing. I'm wanting his eyes to look happier. So I can see now they needed to be bigger. Again, I'm going to start over on that eye. Once I get one side correct, then I can do the other one to look similar to that eye. There we go, much bigger, happy eye. Okay, I'm going to do the other eye to match that one as much as possible. This is a good lesson to teach you why you always draw lightly and why you always use a pencil to start. Okay, now I'm going to put in the eyeball, the pupil. I'm going to draw the round part of the eye. I'm going to draw a circle inside of where I just drew that other circle that went to the edges. I'm going to draw it on both sides. Okay, I'm going to color in the pupil with my pencil. You're going to go back over with your crayons and add a little bit more detail, a little bit more color to yours, just so it looks better. Okay, once I've got that, I'm going to give him, because we know elves are hundreds of years old, I'm going to give 2 little eye wrinkles over there. Okay, I'm going to draw his eyebrow, which is just barely outside of his hat. Might even be covered on yours, depending on where your hat is. And I've got him on both sides, so I'm going to draw the other eyebrow as well. Okay, now it's time to go back. Now that we got the basic shapes, it's time to make him look more realistic. I'm going to add onto his mouth some smile lines up there. And I've got pretty sharp edges right now on my character, on my elf. So I'm going to go back and change those quite a bit. So I'm going to draw his head to be a little bit more round. They've got smiley cheeks, not square cheeks. So I'm going to change that up a little bit. I'm going to draw that down. If I've got my guidelines there, I kind of know where I want to go to. And then back up to attach to the ear. Now I can already see with mine, he's got a really big jaw. He could be a James Bond villain with that kind of a jaw. So after looking at that, you know, I want to make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to put his little chin line down there. Then I'm going to draw his bottom of his face a little bit smaller. That's much better. Again, remember I told you we're going to be using that eraser a lot during this lesson. Much better. He's looking better by the moment. Now on yours you can do the same thing as you're going. If you see something doesn't look right, redraw it. Use your pencil. That's why we're using our pencils and our erasers, because we can change it and make it the way we want it to look. Round out his jaw here just a little bit more. Yeah, I'm liking how his face is looking now. More round, more jolly. I'm going to shape this ear a little bit better. I'm going to add some ear lines inside the ear. Just a couple. I'm not going to be too detailed on my ears. I'm just going to draw some lines in there to show that it is an ear. Alright, once I've drawn that, I'm going to look around and see what else I need to do. Oh, can't forget my little ear lines in there. Alright, now I'm going to work on the brim of the hat. It does come out a little bit so that you can show that it's not just a flat picture. It's going to be a little bit more dimensional. I'm going to curve the brim of his little hat there. It's going to come out just a little bit more. It's going to come up and back behind his hat. And I'm going to make this a little bit wavier. Most of our stuff, if you notice, isn't just a straight line, but a straight line works as a really good guideline. Okay, go back and erase those old lines. As you can see, he's becoming more and more of a Christmas elf. Rather than just those one-dimensional shapes, he's becoming an elf, having more human-like characteristics. Okay, liking the way he's looking now. Okay, once I got there, I'm going to do a little bit of a design on his hat. I'm going to give him just some simple circles with lines attaching, just to add more detail to his hat. Okay. Remember, I like to do it in threes, so I'm going to go ahead and do 3 of those. Make his hat a little bit more round, a little bit more free-flowing. going to turn his bell into having 2 musical notes in there. I guess 4 musical notes. I'm going to look over my lines. My lines are looking good. I'm going to curve his hat just a little bit because that bell's going to have a little bit of weight. It's going to make the hat curve just a tear up there. Alright. Then once you're done, make sure you go back and color, and then make sure you upload and submit. Have a great rest of your day.